My name is William Moores, and I'm the Executive Director of both the Ontario and Canadian Associations of Credit Counselling Services.
Hi, I'm David McDonald. I'm the Group Vice President leading the Financial Services Research practice at Environics. The Financial Fitness Index was created to be a simple, easy to understand, easy to answer battery of questions that looked at financial management from a couple of different perspectives that could be rolled up into a single tracking index that could be measured through time and for each year to look at different subgroups of the population.
Well, we wanted to make a way that was just easier and softer, because it's more so to create the conversation and to make that safe space where a counselor could speak to an individual and get them talking about what was their financial fitness levels, and without feeling judged or feeling threatened by the conversation. And so we created the Financial Fitness Index to be able to say, okay, this is where all of us as Canadians, where we're standing, and what is the true picture, because we knew that it was a lot more than what we were hearing or what people would say. So the financial fitness questions, the most important aspect of them was to make them non-threatening and to make it so that individuals could speak openly about it, and also create that seed where they could think about, okay, what was my financial fitness at that time? And then they could relate to that and feel less threatened to be able to open up and receive information. And especially in a counseling environment, the ability to resonate mostly with a client is when they have their guards down and they're feeling like they're connecting more so with that information. So through the Financial Fitness Index and their questions, we're able to have more honest, open conversations with clients and create a more safer environment to have that healing occur.
So when we created the Financial Fitness Index, we divided the continuum of the whole range of data distributions into 5 different categories. The looking great at the top, all the way down to the alert segment at the bottom in terms of struggling with their finances. In designing it, we always knew there would be an important social values overlay. I've been working with social values since I joined Environics, and knew from looking at the question, is your financial situation this year better, the same, or worse than last year? Just looking at the values profiles of the people who answered each of those responses showed me that there was a very strong values component.
So we have looking good and looking great, and we have those who are maybe a little bit more questioning or on the fence, and so managing or just struggling to get by. And then we have when they're in more of a, probably realizing what type of situation they're in, where it's really a serious situation with not being able to pay your bills, pay your rent, or just keep basic needs above you, lights turned on, etc. So that's where the alert managing would come into play. I think it's important to focus on the alert segment because it's a segment that's usually often overlooked. So whether or not you're dealing with homelessness or mental instability or depression or things of those nature, those are hard topics, and often people don't want to discuss them, but it's critical that we do, and we give a voice to those people who are in those situations that need our help the most.
With a group like the alert segment, you might expect that they're careless with their money, spendthrifts, little control or impulse, they're impulsive shoppers. But when we look at the data, yes, there's a little bit higher on joy of consumption, but they actually are brand agnostic. They're not trying to wear brands or logos on their sleeves. The other thing that we saw was that they were pretty low on effort for health. And the opposite segment, the looking great segment, very high on effort for health. Effort for health is eating well, getting plenty of sleep and exercise. And it really made us realize that this is a group for whom taking control and empowerment is a big problem, and that if we were able to help them with money matters, there might be other aspects of their lives that they could see control over.
So if you think about our social values as the mindset that frames our worldview, so the types of things that inspire us and motivate us towards certain decisions or the things that we do, you can think about our DM3s as the things that potentially challenge us from making what might be considered objectively optimal decisions. And taken together in combination, you have a really clear understanding of what motivates and draws someone towards something, but also what potentially challenges them, which creates a really vivid and rich picture, a much more robust way of understanding humans from the context of why and how they choose to take the actions or engage in the behavior that they do. Specifically for the Financial Fitness Index study, we applied the whole range of DM3s, and then we were ultimately able to profile the 5 segments by the DM3s that were either lighting up or that were potentially lower.
So the partnerships that were formed in building Financial Fitness Index and all of the work around those questions has been an incredible partnership between Environics, ourselves at the association, and our friend Sagen, formerly Genworth. And so they've been our ride and dies the entire way in helping support that and fund us and to create the donations for our nonprofit to be able to create these opportunities and really give breath and life to the financial fitness that we otherwise couldn't have done on our own. So I'll be forever thankful to Environics and Sagen for all of their work that they've given and continue to do so, and we've made a great team.